Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Saturday, and we're going to be coloring with alcohol markers. I have the 320 set of the Ohuhu Honolulu series, and that's what we're going to be using today. I'm going to put that chart there so that I can see it. And we're going to be coloring in Kevin Teo Art, his 2022 book. I don't have the patience to try to pronounce the name. Yes, I am feeling much better. Hello, Della. Awesome that you have the whole day off. I hope you enjoy the day. Hello, Noelle. Hello, Mama Mona. Hello, Shannon. Good to see you. Hello, Yana. Everybody's here. We've got so many people. Yay. Now, for everybody out there that may have already subscribed to the channel but cannot chat, you may have to resubscribe. YouTube has been taking away subscriptions from people that don't stream or post videos very often. So if you have already subscribed to me and suddenly can't chat, check and make sure you are still subscribed. That's my disclaimer for the day. Hello, Catherine. I see you. I see you. So this is the page that we're going to color today. And like I said, we are going to be using those alcohol markers for it. And I am going to zoom in. We're going to, of course, start on her skin tone. And hopefully I won't completely mess it up. Now, for some reason, I've got this weird line from the sun coming through my window, which is really annoying, and I don't like it. All right. Hopefully that's bright enough for you guys. It's looking a little dark to me. Change the light. See if we can turn that up. Nope, nope. I broke my light, so I'm a little bit hesitant on touching it. So the biggest news of the month, we will not be moving. So all of you in the Pacific Northwest that like me in the Pacific Northwest, you are going to keep me in the Pacific Northwest, just so you know. So yeah, that's the thing. All right, so we're going to start with the dark areas. And I'm a little hesitant. I haven't used my markers in a while. So, you know, just saying this might be a bad thing. It's going to come up darker while it's wet. I am using the bullet nib for the really fine areas. Yeah, I'm sorry too. Bob is a little upset, but not happy about it, that's for sure. But it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, then I think we want to put a little bit under here too. The one thing about alcohol markers is there's no turning back once you get it on the page. So, then the next one I want to use is, so that was 220. So now I want to use 160. So that was E220. Now I'm going to use E160. And we're going to use the brush for this part. And we're following Kevin's grayscale. So where his medium grayscale is where we're going to be putting that. I should have actually put some dark in her ear. Yep, yep, that's exactly it. And this too shall pass, and there will be other things coming up, yeah. But my boss is quite happy with it because that means that I'm not going to be leaving my job anytime soon. And then we're going to work with E90. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I wasn't packing it. Because, yeah, I didn't want to pack everything and then have it turn out to be one of those things where everything's packed, we're ready to go. I'm glad we didn't sell the house. That's the main thing that I'm glad about. And I know it's looking a little choppy, but that's the thing with alcohol markers. It looks worse than it is until it is all done. Hello, Sue. Happy Saturday. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday and you're off work and you can hang out and come be with us weirdos over here that are making a mess of alcohol markers. Speaking generally about myself, so just so you know. Okay, I think that's it for shadowy areas. And then we're going to use E10. And hopefully this isn't dried out. I'm using the E10 to blend everything together. Now remember, if you're using alcohol markers, make sure that you place that page behind. So you're not ending up with bleed through on your other page. I think I need to get a new refill for this pen. Hopefully it'll make it through this page. Thank you, Della. Softening up that line a little bit there. I had to get a new watch, so now I have a Fitbit Versa 4 because my old watch, the face just suddenly started coming off of it while I was sleeping. So that was an expense I wasn't expecting or wanting, but all right. And there is her face. Now we're going to do the same thing and down below, but we're going to do her lips first. So let's give her some nice lipstick, I think. What do you guys think for lipstick? That's awesome, Yana. Hello, Angela. Welcome, welcome. Angela, you're stuck with me, just saying. Zinc, okay. Um, let's do, try to decide, well, let's do lipstick red just for the fun of it. So R170, and I need a little bit of R8. So geranium and lipstick red. I'm using geranium first. Hello, Alex. I'm using the bullet nib so that I can get into those finer areas. One thing about Kevin's work is on it in his books is the paper is really, really good for the alcohol markers. It doesn't tend to, which one is this, R170? It doesn't tend to run very much, so like it doesn't bleed. So I need R2 as well. Really, maybe R1. All right, so then we're going to use R160, which is lipstick red. Awesome, Alex. I'm just going to go into that deep red color that I just put in. Hello, Zoe. Long time no see. And then Coral Pink R1 will be our highlight and our blend. There we have the lips. All right, now let's do her ear before I forget, because I will. So we'll put the lip color away for now. And then we're going to do her ear. So we're going to start with 220. I am doing well, thank you. And then 160. And then 90. Hello, Kenny. Good to see you. Somebody was asking me about you the other day. Well, last weekend. I won't say the other day because it was last weekend, but yeah. I hope you're doing well, honey. I haven't seen you in a little while. I've seen you in other streams, but had you visit me in a little while. And usually I'm lurking, so it doesn't matter if I see you in other streams or not. All right, so there's her face. We're going to do her sunglasses here. I think I'm going to do those in the reds. So we're going to start off with R8. Want something different. All right, and then R170. So the first one I used is geranium. The next one I'm using is the lipstick red. And I'm going to use a different color than the color that I used on her lips. I'm going to have to push that out. And on these lines here, I'm going to use the that area up there. I want maybe R3. So I'm going to use R3 up here. Oh, good. Well, San Diego is hot. Now I need this one. Nope, I need a different one. I'm looking for a colorless blender with a nib, which is this one. So I'm just minimizing the oopsie that I did there. Then we're going to come through this one. And this one. And we're just going to push that through a little bit. Same with here. And here. Just to give those reflection lines. Alright, and then we're going to use BG050. Awesome. Thank you, Alex. Okay. Alright. That's looking like a mess, but it'll be fine. Yeah, it's been a strange one for the weather anyway. Alright, so now I'm trying to decide. Now we're going to do trying to decide here if I want that one or this one. So I'm going to use blue gray 2, which is MG020. It is Kevin Teo's work, Kenny. Hello, Connie. It is definitely Kevin Teo's work. All the links for the video today are below the page, including the link that I have used in order to print off and color the Ohuhu swatch page. It is not my page, it is somebody else's swatch chart, but I really like the way she laid it out, so that's the one I use. And with some of these smaller details, I might come back through with colored pencil if I feel that it's needed, just to put in those lighter details or replace the details. All right. Now we're going to use the next one. So we're going to use MG030 for the darker areas here. Then I'm going to take the brush nib of the 020. I'm just going to bring it out like so. And once that dries, it'll blend together. All right. Yeah, that's what's gone on with me too, Connie. Started at work and life has been hectic ever since. You would think after I've been there almost, well, just over 6 months, that I would be used to it by now. But I'm not. My brain says, nope. Just updating and blending. All right, and then once that's dry, and then we want to do an aquatic color. So let's do B070, which is Talatian blue. For the water. Oh, it will. It'll work out for the best. It's just trying to get used to life. Exactly, Connie. Exactly. That is exactly it. Now I've got to get used to office hours, and so yeah, I know how you feel. But it'll all work out. It just takes some getting used to. And I was hoping that I'd be used to it by now, but obviously I'm old and stubborn, and my body says, no, I don't want to get used to this. All right. And then the sand, we're going to use sand. Maybe. What color do I want the sand to be? And E280. Yep, so sand white. So this is E280, which is sand white. I'm just going to come in with a little bit of that blue because I missed a spot of water. Yeah, I take B12s. It's just emotionally draining and mentally draining by the time I get home, and then I have to do it all the next day. Yeah. It's customer service. It's what it is. It's not even the customer service part itself. It's the internal politic part of it. What you have to do to make the company itself happy can be a little daunting. You know, I just want to do my job and make people happy, and the company wants numbers. And sometimes I'm not great at, providing those or making those numbers because it puts less emphasis on the making sure the customer is taken care of, and I don't like that. So I rebel. It's just me. It's just me being rebellious. All right, and then we're going to use for the railing there. YR1. Okay. And then we want the tree, I want E110, which is dark suntan. Yeah, the vitamins are sufficient enough. Still haven't quite figured out why there's a stop sign there, but yeah, I'm glad that you got the job, absolutely. And you are correct, you know, everything happens for a reason, and you gotta do what you gotta do. And sometimes it happens quickly. I'm gonna have to come through with a white gel pen to do the stop properly. Because the red is, in order to get those little tiny areas, sometimes a little particular. And you end up going over top of things. Alright, and then we're going to take that blue-gray color. So blue-gray 050. Hello, aviation. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. And then we're going to take BG3. Make sure that I don't have that out already, which I don't. Just gotta find it. There it is. I'm just doing that edge. With the lighter color. Showing the edge of the glass. because this is a reflection in her glasses. All right, now I need my white gel pen, which is way over there. Oh, goodness. I'm just taking the white gel pen and doing the edge of the stop sign. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of it. Put in some reflections in the water. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. And all right, so there is her glasses done. Oh, just a few, I think. Oh, well, that sucks. So now we're going to go back to our skin tones. And we're going to move down her neck. So we're just going to move these all out of the way. We're going to move down a little bit. We'll do her hair last because I'm going to use some pencil on that, as well as the marker. All right, so we're going to start with the E220, then the E160, and the E90, and then the E10. Wow, there's a lot of flying. All right, now we're going to go in with the darker. And do the darker areas first. Those will be blended in. here. All right. And we're going to do this other side, which we don't have as much of the really dark area there. And then we're going to do the 160. It is a lot of flying though. There are a lot of people that are way more comfortable in planes than anything else. So I know that I'm more comfortable in a plane than I am on a boat, but that's just because I don't know how to swim. So yeah, exactly. I'm okay with flying. Boats, nope, not so much. Thank you, Zoe. All right, and then I'll do her arm and hand here in just a moment as well. All right, so that's E220, E160. Now we're going to use E90. Oh, actually, I need that 160 again. I did not finish up here on her neck. Need to bring that down a little more into that grayed area. There, that's better. And then we're going to use E90. And believe me, right now I'm just trusting the process because my brain's going, oh my gosh, that looks terrible. Just saying. But I know it'll be fine. All right, and then E101 or 10 010. There we go. All right, just make sure that my and I'm really hoping there's enough ink in this pen to finish her skin. Otherwise, this might be a problem. Yeah, no. Yep. Not too worried about going over the chain because I'm going to be coming through with a gel pen for that. Trying not to go over too many of the smaller details, but if it goes over it, it goes over it. We'll have to deal with it, and we'll work that out with colored pencil and gel pen. I might need to that's better. Wasn't flowing as well with the both caps on, so I took one of the caps off. May have been a bit of a suction in there. Yep. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I might need to find some alcohol just to bring this one alive enough to finish the page. I'm going to have to order some ink. This is not going to be good if I can't get it to put out a little bit more ink. I'm just trying to think if there's another color that's close to it that we can use to finish it off. Because I've still got an arm to do. So this one was E10, so let's see. Y110 is close. A little bit more yellow. That's got too much yellow in it. So I'm just going to use it as a blend. It's fine. Just to soften up the edge there. That's what I wanted to use it for. I'm going to see if I have this marker in the so let's see, because I have the chisel as well on some markers, so I'm just seeing if there is YR240. That's a little too yellow. To see if I have it in maybe a different nib. So hold on a second. I'm just going to look at my other ones. Because, you know, it's not like I don't have a ton of markers. It's just finding the right one to match. Pale fruit pink. Just looking in my other markers to find the one that matches. Because I know I have ones that match. I just have to find them. And I didn't want to, you know, come over with all my markers. That one's too dark. I don't know what that one's doing there anyway. It's an Ohuhu. That's baby skin pink. That's going to be 2. Where did it go? Skin white might be close. Alright, I'm going to test this one and this one and see if they're close. So let's try. Sorry guys, I'm just going to experiment on a sheet of paper here and see if we can get one that's close to replace it. So that's the color we're trying to replace. That one's a little too dark. And that one's way too yellow. Okay, so that's not going to work. So let's try this one. Too dark. Much too dark. Try that one, try that one. That's the great thing with, oh, there's one that's fruit pink. Let's see what this one's. That one's closer. Let's try this one. We'll see once it dries. If it's too yellow. Otherwise, I can just put a little bit of alcohol in there. That's too yellow, so I need this one. I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Alright, now we need this one. Alright, we're going to ignore the other part there until it dries. Now we've got some dark area here. Okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, if it was for the base, then fine. But because I'm trying to use it as the blender, so I'm going for the lightest color so that I can blend all the darker colors together. All my darker colors have plenty of ink, but my lightest color, because I use it a lot when I do skin color blends for light tones, is a little bit lacking in ink. Again, with the smaller areas, I'm not worried about going over them because we're going to go through them with the gel pen. All right, let's do the larger area first, and then we'll give it a rest, and then we'll get through this page, and then I'll order some more ink for this one. Yep, that's right. So like if you look at her face, it's a lot lighter than her arm is right now because her face is dry, where this arm is not. I think I need a new nib for this one too. My nib's getting a little floppy. I need that. This one. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I do too. I do try to make sure that the colors I've chosen are what they're supposed to be. But sometimes you just got to go with the flow. And Shannon does go with the flow. She does. She does willy-nilly every once in a while. Not very often, mind you. I have seen her do it, though. That's one thing I like about colored pencils too, is they don't run out of ink. Oh, Della, thank you. Can we get some exclamation point love in the chat for Della, please? Thank you so much, Della. We do appreciate your contributions. We will put that towards fresh ink. And maybe a nib. I think I have some nibs, though. Hello, Have Coloring. Welcome, welcome. All right. I think we made it through the skin tone. I think. I'm just going to put a little bit more here. There we go. We made it through the skin tone without having to use a different color, so it's all good. All right, now we're going to do her nails. And I want to do her nails in Old Red, just because. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Just gonna really wanted to do these a different color than the glasses, but this wasn't as red as I was hoping, or dark as I was hoping. Hopefully it can stand out against the glasses a little. I might come through with a red gel pen on top of it, just to give it some glitter. Because, you know, nail polish should have glitter, right? There we go. All right. Now, let's get her hair started. I'm just going to put you back up so that we can get the hair started here. What time is it? So we've got about 45 minutes left, so hopefully we'll be able to get at least her base coat and skin tones and everything done. I want to do her hair starting with debating. It's okay. Just give me a second. Y260. No, that's YR260. I want Y260. There it is. Connie, we are not going to be doing that. So yeah, no, his promotion did not go through, so we're not going to be doing that. And I'm just going to do the base color with the marker. I'll come back through with, well, we'll try. I will try to do it all marker, but we're going to be very careful with that because I don't want to mess it up. Yeah, so we're just going to stay here on the West Coast and enjoy all you wonderful West Coast people. Until the next opportunity arises. He's still looking. Hello butterflies, it is easier to do hair for me with pencils. I know a lot of people that find it very easy to do hair with markers. I am not one of those people. I do find pencils a lot easier to control, to get those fine flicks in. Doing a base coat on hair is much easier with markers, but doing the flicks and getting the hair strands in there, I definitely do find that pencil works better for me. Now the great thing about Kevin's work is he puts a lot of detail into his grayscale, so a lot of those flicks are already showing through. I just like to enhance them. We got this. No matter what. As long as we're together, we're all good. Alright, I'm going to do the other braid. Oops, sorry, I was off screen. Yes, it does depend upon the paper. If you are using a marker paper or a very smooth paper, you will find that sometimes pencils don't go over as well. But if you have some paper with some tooth, you can definitely do pencil over marker. See, this paper is quite smooth, but it does have a little bit of tooth on it. I do find it's really hard to use pencils, just straight pencils, on this paper. Okay. And there's her hair. What in the world's happening? Uh, um, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. What's happening, Shannon? The Pacific Northwest is LAX, SEA, so C-Tech, that sort of thing. Yeah, I was doing crayon in one of her recent books, and they worked well. The crayons that I was using wasn't all that great, but you know, they did blend. They seemed to hold on to the paper. Now I've got a little tiny piece of skin there that I need to fix, so just give me a quick second. I'm going to use the E160, which is Soft Sun, and we're just going to fill in that little tiny bit of skin that I missed. What did I do? I didn't do it. What garbage? Oh, the garage. Okay. I didn't do it. You got this, Shannon? All right, now we're going to do her outfit. And trying to decide the color for her outfit. We've got red on her lips, red on her glasses, red on her nails. We can do a little bit of red and orange in her outfit. What do you guys think? Yeah, she does. She's always so busy. I'd come and light it on fire for you. Isn't that always the way, Shannon? You know, it's like I am exhausted. I know I have moved a ton of boxes. Why does this still look like this? All right, so I'm going to use R16. 11, 12, 13, 14. Maybe. Well, let's try it on a different sheet of paper first. Nope, that is definitely not the red that it shows there. Weird. Okay. I'm going to ignore that because I don't think that's correct. So I'm going to use R1. Which is the coral pink. Oy vey. It's even worse when it's not your mess. Alright. And now I'm going to use, I think, Y4. Well, yeah, I guess technically then it becomes your mess if you don't want to be all that way about it. Now these parts here, I'm going to come back through with a gel pen and give them some sparkle, because why not? Okay. And then for those parts there, we're going to use carmine red, YR030, just as our base, and then we'll be coming through with a gel pen to put in the sparkles in the little beads. Like so. Alright. And then we're going to use a yellow. So Y050, which is Summer Lemon. And we're going to do the yellow base on the necklace here. And same with the base for the chain. The chain I'm not too worried about because, like I said, we're going to be coming through with a gel pen, and we will be coloring that with a gel pen. Alright. Then the crystal, we're going to do that in Primrose, which is Y010. Thank you, Della. First, and then we'll come back through because I want that to be sort of like a yellow gem there. And same with this, we're going to come through with the Primrose, like so. Alright, and then this one. There we go. Alright, what time is it? So we've got about half an hour left. Do you want to do the pencil work in her hair, or do you want to do the gel work on her outfit? Alright, I'm going to zoom you out just a little bit so you can see her all together. Alright, so there she is so far. Like I said, I'm going to put some gel color on these little embellishments here, as well as on the outfit itself. Okay, so hair, we have hair exclamation points there. So let's grab, now I like the Artex because they're a fairly hard pencil. Now these are the regular Artex 120 set that came out recently. So I'm just going to grab the swatch chart for those. Maybe. If I can find it. I think it fell behind my desk, which means I'll never see it again. But that's okay. I know what colors I want to use, so. That one. That one. And that one. Alright. I don't know what color names they are, I don't think, but I do have color numbers on them. On my swatch chart is the color names. but I don't have my swatch chart, so we're going to wing it. Winging it. All right, let's start with the darkest. Medium. And if we need the light, we'll grab it. Alright, so we're going to start with the darkest. So we're going to do some flicks. So I'm going to zoom you in. Oh, not that far. Let's go out a little bit. Using the darkest color, which is the Artex 6045. And this is the set that just came out. That's the student grade set. It's not the soft Primacolor ones. Like I said, this artist does put a lot of work into his grayscales to make sure that those colors and those grayscales are easy to follow. So you're just following the darkest colors. If you are going over marker, I do try to use a hard pencil, not a soft pencil. Make sure it's well pigmented and it's a harder pencil, just so that you can get those sharp lines in there. And on alcohol paper, using that sharper, harder pencil is going to give you more ability. All right, Alex, have a great rest of your day. We won't say anything about the color I just marked on her face. And enjoy your time with hubby. All right, there's the top of her head done with the darkest color. Now we're going to come in with our medium color. We're just going to put in some additional highlights here and shadow in the lighter shadow areas. Oh, sorry. I got into the flicking. Alright, I'm just going to sharpen this again. Then we're going to move down onto her braids. Alright. So that's 6045, and then we're going to come in with 6041, which is our secondary color. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. These are just the Artex basic ones that just came out, the 120 set, the student grade ones. And I need my brush. Thank you. Now tomorrow, what we're going to do, we've got a little bit of time still. I'm almost done the hair. We'll move in with the gel pens, and we'll put some glitter on her today, and then tomorrow we'll do the background. Again with the 6045. They're pretty much just for secret reasons. They were whatever was on my desk. They are the one set of pencils I haven't had an opportunity to put away. And they're a good hard pencil, so if they weren't, I would have gone digging through and getting another pencil. But all right, and then the 6041. All right, and there's her hair all done. I don't think we need this one. Maybe just a touch. And no, don't need that one. Don't need that one. People are weird. Yeah, that's just the way they are. I have decided that is the normal for anything that has to do with people these days. Well, possible. You know, the kin of Richard Simmons has to go to the dump too. All right, gonna grab a thing of gel pens here. Just gotta remember which ones. Let's use the 10 because they're easily accessible, and I know what colors are in there. All right, so I'm using the 10 gel pens, and there's my card. And I need a bigger desk because I'm running out of room. All right, so I think I want glitter champagne gold for those, which is over here. Should be this one. Yes. All right. Oh dear. Well, you know. Hello, Nessa. Yes, I was using two Artex pencils, but the majority of what I'm using is the Ohuhu markers. I did use some pencil for the detail in the hair. Right now I'm using the 10 gel pens to add a little bit of glitter to her outfit. Because outfits need glitter. Just saying. This color is called Champagne Gold. Alright, now we're going to do this side. Awesome. I like the Woomers. They're good. Like I said, when I used them the other day or last weekend, I did purchase them way back in October. Well, I guess that's not way back. It just feels like a long time ago. And I've enjoyed them. They're a very soft pencil, but they blend really nicely. So, all right, now we're on this one here. We're going to use that orange here. So the champagne gold I'm going to use on these spots here as well. And then we're going to go a little bit darker for the embellishments around the neckline here. So we're going to go, I think, with signal orange for those. So let's grab that. Oh, nice. I didn't know she had a new swatch book out. But I don't know a lot about the community right now anyway, so I am so out of touch with a lot of things. But that's what happens. I'll get back into it at some point. But all right, and there's the glitter on her outfit there. And now we're going to do her necklace. And I want to do that in I think glitter yellow. Oh gosh. All right, just adding the glitter yellow over top of that yellow marker, which will give it that gold yellow undertone there once it dries. Yep. Dilla's inks are so pretty. Wish I knew what to use my inks on more than just backgrounds. I'm not great with that sort of thing. Alright, that's one side done. And then we're going to get this side done. I'm also going to color her earring as well before I forget. Do not stick your hand in the gel pen. Hello, Calamity! I'm glad you made it before the end, but most definitely take care of yourself. I know it's been a lot going on for you this week, so. Alright. And then the next one I want to use is on her nails. I've got to let that area dry first. So let's go through with Glitter Raspberry Red. What's this one? Oh, that's Orient I want. There we go. Oh no, yeah, definitely do want to make sure that doesn't happen. And then we're going to do these strings too. The same color. Alright. Now the last thing to do is on her necklace, is around the edges, yeah, around the edges there. So what I want to do is I want to go in with a really pale color. Uh, uh, uh. Let's go in with a glitter white on it and see what that looks like. I think that should be this one. Yeah. Yellow will show through a little bit, but you'll get the shimmer too. The crystal on the pendant I'm going to use in pencil 4. Oh goodness, well go charge it. What do he says? Alright, so that's taken care of there. I'm going to do the same thing here for this one. Alright, so that is what we're going to get to today. Hello, Marilyn. No problem at all. Lurk away, darling. I do it a lot lately. If I can even get to lurking. Alright, I'm going to move it down so you can see the full thing. Okay, so there she is so far. I'm just going to see if you can get a look of the glitter. Probably not. Nope, glitter doesn't want to show. But I did put some glitter on her fingernails, on her jewelry, as well as on her outfit. We have gotten the glasses done, as well as her hair and skin. So that's, yes, I am feeling much better, Nessa. Thank you. So tomorrow we will do the background, and then this one should be done. Like I said, we are working with the Ohuhu Honolulu series alcohol markers. The book is Kevin Teo Art, his 2022 book, and all of the products and everything like that is listed below the video. All right, guys, thank you all very much for coming and hanging out. I do appreciate you all watching while I stream. I do hope that anybody that may have already subscribed that does find that they're not able to chat, make sure you check your subscriptions. YouTube has been dropping people from subscriptions again lately. And yeah, with that, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist streams that you enjoy. And of course, always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Until next time, bye-bye for now.